Thank you very much for joining us on the program, and a very warm welcome. The fate of Ivory Coast politics as it concerns its October 2020 elections is at a test this morning, interestingly not in Ivory Coast itself, but far away in The Hague in the Netherlands. The International Criminal Court ICC sitting there. In a few hours, time will rule on the lifting of restrictions on the freedom of former Ivorian leader Laurent Gbagbo and his co-defendant Charles Blé Goudé. The hearing is eagerly awaited by Ivorians who have been following the trial since it began in 2016. Some are calling for the full release of Laurent Gbagbo, while others, on the contrary, do not want him to be released. Richard.
Exactly, Jerry. Though he was acquitted in January 2019 for crimes against humanity, Laurent Gbagbo and Charles Blé Goudé remain subject to a series of conditions, including a ban on leaving the cities where they reside, that's Brussels and The Hague respectively, without the express permission of the court. Lawyers denounce these arbitrary decisions, which result in prohibiting them from participating in Ivorian public life at a time when the nation is preparing for the presidential election scheduled for October. Well, the population shares divided opinions, and our correspondent was on the streets of Ivory Coast to get their takes.
In Central Africa, when Pemba was released, the sky didn't fall on his head. ITT returned to his country. Bozize also went back to his country. We cannot sideline Gbagbo for 8 years and let some Ivorians suffer. When you see the political configuration in CI, the PDCI is with its president Henry Konan Bedi. They feel good. They are fighting for the elections of 2020. The RHDP is also in power and they are happy with the president. But there is a part of the people that is marginalized. This is not normal. We want President Laurent Gbagbo to come back to the country, and that will calm us, the activists. But we therefore put ourselves together for the 2020 election, hoping to win. In any case, our wish is the release of President Laurent Gbagbo, because we know that today an Ivorian who will bring peace and reconciliation to his country, and his country is so badly in need of that peace when he returns. So the judges have already carried out the judgment well so far. So I think that all the people are satisfied. We are just waiting for his arrival, and on February 6th, we will all be in front of our television set to really hear the final word. That's it. Really, my President Laurent Gbagbo. Really, I'm waiting for him. Really, Gbagbo honestly said he doesn't deserve to come here again. That's a personal opinion. Actually, this is about me. It has nothing to do with the government side, but I'm a child of Abobo. What I have experienced personally and sincerely, in any case, I am not a lawyer, but what I have experienced, all he has to do is wait. All he has to do is wait. Right now, we don't need him here first. He just has to stay over there, so we want to eat and live in peace. If he comes here, it's not good for us. He can stay over there. It can be good for us. It can be convenient for us. He only has to wait until his time comes. He will come.
Some Ivorians there are expressing what they expect of the ruling and its impact on the country's, its likely impact on the country's politics. Now, Francois Konan is a political journalist at Le Reveil Group, Ivory Coast. We spoke to him about the likely impact of today's ruling by the ICC on Ivorian political life and the upcoming presidential election.
Laurent Gbagbo pourrait demander à rentrer en Côte d'Ivoire et prendre part aux jeux politiques en Côte d'Ivoire. De l'autre côté, le gouvernement,
on the other side, the government, in terms of this disposition,
à travers les avocats de l'État,
has spoken to the lawyers of the state
pour s'opposer à la possibilité
in order to analyze the possibility of removing these restrictions.
Là, on est comme dans une impasse, parce que de toute façon,
right now, we're facing an
les
impasse.
restrictions sont levées, et que Laurent
And
Gbagbo
if those
demande
restrictions are not
Charles Blé Goudé de rentrer en Côte
removed,
d'Ivoire,
and he
ils
comes
sont déjà
back
condamnés à
to
20
Côte
ans de
d'Ivoire,
prison par,
then he might be taken to prison
de Côte d'Ivoire, et qui les accuse
because he is accused of crimes against the state.
braquage de la BCEAO, et aussi Blé Goudé aussi a été
And of course, this is similar in the case of Charles Blé Goudé.
mais ce serait des obstacles majeurs.
So there are major obstacles that he will face if they come back to Côte
Si Laurent
d'Ivoire.
Gbagbo est libéré,
So if he is freed and he's able to return back to Côte d'Ivoire, he can take a plane, come back to the airport, and they're likely to be police and authorities who will arrest him. So we have to really analyze how we can handle this situation. We already know that the CPDI, those are some of the parties there, have already taken their partners so that they can block the entrance of these former leaders into the country. So, truly speaking, it's an interesting political situation that they'll face if they come back.